Hi, I'm going to do this guided practice here, and I'm going to walk you through it all. It's taken from these books here, the Middle School Math, Go Math, and the accelerated version as well. Same page, same content, and let's get started here. So I'll bring this in tight, and let's do this. We are talking about the percent increase here, and round to the nearest percent. So the round to the nearest whole number. And let me go out a little bit here, but I'm still going to zoom in. Okay, so we're going to go from 5 to 8. So what you have to do is you have to subtract the two numbers. I usually take the big number minus the smaller number, so 8 minus 5, but you have to divide always by the first number. So 8 minus 5 is 3 over 5, and then you divide that. That's 0.6, which is 60%. That's it. That's the percent increase. So let's just rinse and repeat all of these here. We have from 20 students to 30 students. That would be subtract them, 30 minus 20, and divide by the first number, which is 20. That would be 10 over 20, which is 0.5, and 0.5 is 50%. The next one, we have subtract them. 150 minus 86 divided by the first number, which is 86. Okay, you got me. I'm going to do my calculator because I don't want to think that much right now. I'll just have the calculator do the thinking for me. 150, so 150 minus 86 is 64. So it's going to be 64 divided by 86. So 64 divided by 86 is this, 0.744. Let's see, 0.744. Now they want you to round to the nearest percent. Round to the nearest percent. So 0.744. That is, move the decimal twice, that's 74.4%. This keeps it at 74, so it's just 74%. So that is 74%. Okay, the next one, that would be subtract them, big minus small, 3.89 minus 3.49 divided by the first number, 3.49. Okay, I could do that. That's 40 cents divided by 3.49, so that should be 40 cents divided by 3.49. Okay, let's see. I can bring this in a little bit tighter too, a little bit easier to see. So that's 40.40, right? Divided by 3.49, divided by 3.49, and that is 0.1146. So that is 0.1146. 0.1146. Move it twice to the right. That's 11.4%, which means that's going to stay at 11%. Okay, so that is 11%. Next, from 13 to 14 friends. Well, 14 minus 13 is 1. Divide by the 13, which is the first number. And 1 divided by 13, 1 divided by 13 is 0.0769. 0.0769. Move it twice to the right. That's 7.69. But to the nearest whole number, this raises it to 8. So that's 8%. 8%. And then we have subtract 16 minus 5 is 11. 11 divided by the first number, 5. 11 divided by 5. That should be pretty easy. 11 divided by 5 is 2.2, which is 2.2, which is, move the decimal twice to the right, and that's 220%. Okay. Next, we have here. Nathan usually drinks, I got to zoom out a bit on this one. Nathan usually drinks 36 ounces of water per day. He read that he should drink 64 ounces of water per day. If he starts drinking 64 ounces, what is the percent increase? Round to the nearest percent. So so he goes from 36 to 64. So you have to subtract those. So he goes from 36 to 64. It means you use 64 minus 36 divided by the original, which was 36. I can't even think right now. 64 minus 36, that's 28. So this is 28 divided by 36, and 28 divided by 36. Let's see. 28, 28 divided by 36. 0.77777 to the nearest whole number. That's 77.8. 77.8, because if you move it twice to the right, 1, 2, then that's 77.7, but that 7 rounds that up to an 8. The whole thing gets rounded up to an 8, so it's 70. Oh, wait. Oh, to the nearest percent. So actually, that would be 78%, right? No decimals there. Okay. Um, find the percent. Find the percent decrease. Let's zoom out here. The same process. Subtract them. 80 minus 64. So 80 minus 64 is 16. So 16 divided by the first number, 80. 16 divided by 80 is 0.2, which is 20%. The next, subtract these. Let's go in tighter here. So 95 minus 68 is 27. Oops. So when I subtract them, I get 27, and then I have to divide that by the first number, which is 95. So divided by 95, and I get that. 28.4, but that keeps it at 28 right there. So that's going to be 28. 28%. We're going faster here. 90 minus 45. So it should be 45. 90 minus 45 is 45. Divided by the first number right there, which is 90. So divided by 90 is 0.5. So that's 0.5, which is the same thing as 50%. 11, subtract them. Take 145 minus 132. 145 minus 132. 13, divide by the first number, which was 145. So divided by 145 is this. Move the decimal 2 times to the right. 1, 2. You have 8.9%, which means that's going to round to 9% because they want a whole number. And then we have 64 to 21 photos. Subtract 64. 64 minus 21 is 43. Divide by that 64 right there. Divide by 64. And you have 67% because you move the decimal twice to the right. And that 1 keeps it the same. So that's going to be 67%. 60 bagels to 0 bagels. Subtract them. You got 16. And divide by the first number, that's 100% decrease. Okay, we have number 14. I got to zoom out. Oops, the opposite of in. Okay, over the summer, Jackie played video games 3 hours per day. When school began in the fall, she was only allowed to play video games a half hour per day. What is the percent decrease? So round to the nearest percent. So she started at 3 hours and then she went to a half hour. That means that you take 3 minus a half, which is 0.5 as a decimal, and that would be 2.5. And you take that and you divide it by the original number, which was 3. So 2.5 divided by 3. 2.5 divided by 3 is 83%. 83%. Okay. Find the new amount given the original amount and the percent change. So let's bring it in tighter here. And we have this right here. Okay, so we have here, find the new amount given the original amount and the percent of change. And it's going to be a 10% increase starting at $9. So I'm thinking it's going to be $9 plus 10% of $9, which is 0.10 times 9. So let's see, 0.10 times 9, calculator here, 0.10, 0.1 times 9 is, that's how much has increased by, and then I add 9 to that, the original amount, plus 9, 9.9. So it's 9.9. Okay, this is a decrease, 25% decrease. So it's going to be 48 minus 0.25 times 48. So it's going to be 48 minus, what is 0.25 times 48? Well, I know it's a fourth. I know it's 12, but I'll tell you, because 0.25 is a quarter, and a quarter of 48 is 48 divided by 4, which is 12. But I'll just prove it to you here. 0.25 times 48 is 12. And so it's 48 minus 12, which is 36. And then we have 340 pages and a 20% decrease. So it's 340 minus, because it's decrease, 20%, 0.20 times 340. So this is going to be 340 minus whatever 0.20 times, I think that's, well, I can't think off the top of my head. So 0.20, 0.2 times 340, 68. 340 minus 68. Okay, 340 minus 68. 340 minus 68, 272. 272. And now 28 members, 50% increase. Well, okay, this one's going to be easy. It's going to be 28 plus 50% of 28, which is 14, because it's half of 28, which is 14. So it's 28 plus 14. I can't even think off the top of my head. Let's see. 28 plus 14. Oh, wait. 28 plus 14. 42. Of course, it's 42. So 42, 42, and then we have a 4% decrease, so it's 29,000 minus 0.04, because that's 4% as a decimal, 29,000. Okay, so 0.04 times 29,000, 0.04 times 29,000, 1160. So it's 29,000 minus 1160. And so 29,000 minus 1160 is 27,840. 27,840. And then we have 810 songs, 130% increase. So it's 810 plus, because it's an increase. 130% is 1.3 as a decimal, and 810. So we have 1.3, 1.3, yeah, times 810 times 810 is 1053. So it's 810 plus 1. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Okay. 1053. At first, I was wondering, that didn't make sense, but that's a full 100% and 30% of 810. That would make it more than the original. Okay. So it's 810 plus 1053. So I already have 1053 here, and I add 810, 1863. 1863. Okay. This one. Ooh, let's see. Oh, I can zoom in, I think. Oh, too much. Too much. So Adam currently runs about 20 miles per week, and he wants to increase his weekly mileage by 30%. How many miles will Adam run per week? So he has the 20 miles per week, and he wants to add 30% times the 20 miles. So if I bring this in tighter here, we have 20 plus 0.30 times 20, 0.3 times 20 is 6. So that's 6. So that means that he will run 20 plus 6, which is 26 miles. Oops, 26 miles. And then finally, what process do you use to find the percent of change of a quantity? Well, what you do, the process is you divide the amount. Oops, let's see, it's straight out. The amount of change in the quantity. Let's zoom this out a little bit so you can see. Divide the amount of change. What did I say? In the quantity by the original amount. Then express the answer as a percent. And that's it. That's what you got to know for this. There you go. Thanks for watching.